There's a good chance you have at least one of these in your kitchen right now. A green powder. Electrolyte packets. A juice promising 8 servings of fruit. You bought them because the branding is clean and the promises are loud, and you're paying a premium because you actually care. Here's the problem. 13 teaspoons of sugar, that's inside one of America's most popular wellness juices. More than a can of Pepsi. The average American family spends $15,000 a year on groceries, and a huge chunk is a health tax paid to brands selling marketing instead of nutrition. Run your pantry through Yuka and you'll see exactly what I mean. Today, are the 5 worst offenders draining your wallet, and the 5 brands actually worth your money. No fluff, no sponsorships. Just the truth. Let's start with what's in your fridge right now. Number 5. Dave's Killer Bread. We're starting with the mildest offender on this list, but don't let that fool you. Dave's Killer Bread is one of the most recognizable healthy bread brands in America. It's organic, non-GMO, and packed with seeds, marketed as high protein, high fiber. And to be fair, it's better than standard white bread, but is it healthy enough to justify the premium price? But the nutrition label isn't even the part that should worry you. Despite the organic and clean label image, a recent report detected trace glyphosate residues in some samples, and that's raised concerns among consumers. For a brand that sells itself on purity, that's a serious credibility problem. Then there's the nutrition. A typical slice contains about 110 to 120 calories, 22 grams of carbs, and around 4 to 5 grams of sugar. Most people eat 2 slices per serving, so you're already getting 8 to 10 grams of sugar before adding anything on top. And the high protein claim? You get about 5 to 6 grams of protein per slice, but compare that to the calorie load and carbs, and it's clear this isn't a high protein food. It's mostly a carb-heavy product with a bit of added protein. Lighter whole grain bread sit closer to 60 to 80 calories per slice, so if you're eating sandwiches regularly with Dave's thinking it's healthy, you could be consuming more calories than you realize. If you scan Dave's Killer Bread on Yuka and Bobby Approved, you'll see a mix of positives in whole grains and fiber, but also red flags in added sugar and calorie density. For the same price, a loaf of Ezekiel for 9 sprouted bread gives you more protein, no added sugar, and a genuinely clean ingredient list. That's the upgrade Dave's claims to be. Dave's isn't a scam. It's a letdown. And that's almost worse, because you trusted it. Number 4. Bloom Nutrition, green powders. Dave's is overpriced bread, but at least it's real food. With Bloom Nutrition, you're not even getting that. Bloom exploded in popularity through TikTok, positioning itself as the easy solution to get your greens, fix your gut, boost energy, and reduce bloating, all in one scoop. But many dietitians are sure that this doesn't actually do much. A single tub costs around $40 for 30 servings, which is over $1 per scoop for powdered greens. What's inside is mostly proprietary blends, so you don't know how much of each ingredient you're getting. This is a major red flag because the dosages are often too small to have real effects. Even if there are superfoods in it, it's not enough to matter. Bloom markets benefits like better digestion, less bloating, and improved immunity, but even its own labeling admits these claims aren't evaluated by the FDA. Let that sink in. The brand's own packaging is telling you it can't back up its promises. If you scan Bloom with Bobby Approved, it falls into a proceed with caution category. But here's what gives the game away. It tastes closer to a strawberry lemonade mix than anything that came from a vegetable. Compare that to the earthy, slightly bitter taste of real greens, like a handful of spinach or a forkful of kale, and you realize how far removed this product is from actual nutrition. It uses flavoring and sweeteners to make it drinkable, which means it's closer to a wellness drink mix than real food. Powdered greens are no equivalent to real vegetables. Once foods are processed into powder, you lose fiber, water content, and key nutrients. For about the same $40 a month, you could buy frozen spinach, a bunch of kale, and a carton of blueberries. Blend those into a smoothie and you'll get more fiber, more vitamins, and 0 proprietary mystery blends. Number 3. Liquid IV, electrolyte packets. Bloom is selling you flavored powder and calling it greens. Liquid IV is doing the same thing but calling it science. If hydration had a hype machine, Liquid IV would be running it. It's one of the most recognizable hydration brands in the US, marketed as a science-backed solution that hydrates you faster than water through its so-called cellular transport technology. One packet contains about 11 grams of sugar and about 500 milligrams of sodium. That's more sugar and sodium than most people need, especially if they're not exercising intensely or losing fluids. And the taste reflects exactly that. It's aggressively sweet with a salty undertone, like a melted popsicle mixed with a sports drink. If you didn't see the packaging, you'd never guess this was supposed to be a health product. But here's what the marketing department will never tell you. Electrolyte drinks like this are designed for specific situations like intense workouts, extreme heat, and illness. Outside of that, experts say most people get enough electrolytes from food and water alone. So if you're drinking liquid IV for wellness, you're wasting money solving a problem you probably don't have. This isn't just bad value. It's a brand that profits from making healthy people feel like they're not healthy enough. At about $1.50 to $2 per stick, you're paying for a mix of sugar, salt, and basic vitamins that can be replicated far cheaper. For the same $2, squeeze half a lemon into water with a pinch of sea salt and a splash of coconut water. That's real hydration without the sugar bomb. Or grab a bag of LMNT packets, which deliver electrolytes with zero sugar. Number 2. Daily Harvest. Liquid IV overcharges you for sugar water. Daily Harvest overcharges you for frozen vegetables and then sends you home hungry. But that's not the worst part. The other brands on this list waste your money. This one put people in the hospital. The brand built its identity on clean, plant-based meals delivered to your door. Smoothies, bowls, and flatbreads, all frozen and ready in minutes. It looks like the perfect solution for busy people trying to eat healthy, but it's not worth the price. The core problem is portion size. Meals cost around $8 to $10 per item before shipping, but many come in at under 400 calories and low protein, leaving the customer hungry. So you eat 2. Now the so-called healthy meal becomes a $16 to $20 serving. You could roast a sheet pan of vegetables, toss them with grains, and add a tahini dressing for about $3, with more calories, more protein, and actual satisfaction. And then it got dangerous. In 2022, Daily Harvest recalled a product after roughly 470 reports of illness, including severe gastrointestinal and liver problems that led to hospitalizations, surgeries, and a multi-million-dollar settlement. The culprit was an ingredient called tara flour. Even setting that incident aside, many of the meals are high in carbs, low in protein, and not designed to fully satisfy an adult diet. For the price of one Daily Harvest box, you could meal prep 5 genuinely filling plant-based dinners at home with ingredients you actually recognize. Number 1. Naked Juice. Every brand on this list so far is overpriced, overhyped, or underperforming. Naked Juice is all three at once, and the reason it's number 1 is because no other product on this list deceives as many people, as often, as convincingly. It looks like health in a bottle, lists a lot of fruits and vegetables on the label, is owned by PepsiCo, and sits in the healthy drinks section. Now here's the number that should stop you cold. A typical 15.2-ounce bottle contains around 53 grams of sugar and only about 1 to 1.3 grams of fiber. That's 13 teaspoons of sugar in one bottle, way beyond the daily recommended limits. To put that in perspective, a can of Coca-Cola has about 10 teaspoons. You're drinking something with more sugar than a Coke and calling it a health choice. The label says no sugar added, but that's the trick. The sugar comes from concentrated fruit, and your body processes it the same way as added sugar. When fruit is turned into juice, most of the fiber is stripped away. Without fiber to slow absorption, you get rapid blood sugar spikes, energy crashes, and less satiety. Drinking a bottle of naked juice is not the same as eating fruit, it's more like drinking multiple servings of fruit sugar all at once. It goes down smooth and fruity, but what you're actually tasting is a sugar rush dressed in a green label. A previous lawsuit claimed naked juice was misleadingly marketed as packed with premium ingredients, when in reality the bottles were mostly cheaper juices like apple or orange. It claims to contain kale or acai, and that's not exactly a lie, but it's not in the amounts you think. Liquid calories don't fill you up. Studies show people feel less full from juice compared to whole fruit, which can lead to overeating and weight gain over time. So you're consuming more calories overall without even realizing it. Naked Juice Green Machine isn't Bobby approved because the health halo doesn't match the reality. High sugar, low fiber, misleading impressions, it's a high-calorie fruit sugar drink dressed up as nutrition. For the $5 you'd spend on a single bottle, buy 2 bananas, a handful of spinach, and a cup of frozen berries. Blend them at home. You'll get the fiber naked juice stripped out, actual nutrition, and no blood sugar crash an hour later. This bottle sits in millions of fridges right now, bought by people who genuinely think they're making a healthy choice. That's not just bad marketing. That's a broken system. If you're finding this useful, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next breakdown. We don't take sponsorship money from any of these brands. We just tell you what's actually worth buying. Brands worth the money. Not every brand with a health label is faking it. These 5 actually deliver what they promise, and the price reflects real quality, not just clever packaging. Number 5. Banza Chickpea Pasta. Let's start with a swap so simple it barely requires effort. Banza chickpea pasta is a legume-based alternative made mostly from chickpeas, designed to deliver more protein and fiber than traditional wheat pasta without increasing calories. In practical terms, a bowl of banza keeps you fuller longer and skips the heavy, sluggish feeling that regular pasta can leave behind. The higher fiber supports better gut health, while the protein helps with satiety and muscle maintenance. The legume-based composition checks boxes that health-conscious buyers want: higher protein and fiber, gluten-free, non-GMO, and plant-based. It's available in over 30,000 stores nationwide and expanding into chickpea rice and other shapes. Toss it with olive oil, garlic, roasted vegetables, and a squeeze of lemon for a weeknight dinner that's actually doing something for your body. It also holds up well in cold pasta salads and soups. Number 4. Sayat Foods. If you've ever flipped over a bag of tortilla chips and found a novel's worth of ingredients you can't pronounce, Sayat is the antidote. Sayat started in 2014 in Austin, Texas, when founder Veronica Garza developed simple, clean recipes for her own health needs, using real ingredients like cassava flour, almond flour, avocado oil, and sea salt instead of the highly processed fillers and seed oils found in the usual tortillas and chips. So what's actually in the bag? Flip it over and you might be surprised. Their grain-free tortilla chips use cassava flour, avocado oil, coconut flour, chia seeds, and sea salt, with no artificial preservatives, colors, or genetically modified oils. Nutrition scanner apps back this up with strong ratings for wholesome flours and health-oriented fats like avocado oil. Sayat fills the niche of snacks that are gluten-free, grain-free, dairy-free, soy-free and vegan without resorting to complex chemical ingredients. It's attractive to people managing autoimmune conditions, paleo diets, or food sensitivities. Use the tortillas as taco shells, dip the chips into fresh guacamole, or crumble them over a salad for crunch. They work everywhere a regular chip does, just without the ingredient list that reads like a chemistry textbook. This is what it looks like when a brand actually respects its customers. Number 3. Vital Farms Eggs. Sayat proves that clean ingredients win in the snack aisle. Vital Farms does the same thing for eggs. Vital Farms pasture-raised eggs have become one of the most talked about grocery items in the US. You're not just buying eggs but buying into a system of animal welfare, sustainable farming, and transparency that many mainstream brands can't offer. Vital Farms eggs earn positive recognition on Bobby Approved and Yuka for a simple, clean ingredient profile. It's literally eggs without any additives. Unlike typical cage-free producers, Vital Farms hens are truly pasture-raised, enjoying at least 108 square feet of outdoor space per bird. That outdoor lifestyle lets the hens forage on grasses and insects, which means deeper colored yolks, richer nutrition, and a noticeably better taste you can see and feel when you crack one into a pan. This is certified by certified humane auditors. But you don't need a certification to see the difference. If you've never compared a pasture-raised egg yolk to a conventional one side by side, the color difference alone tells the story. Scramble them with a little salt and pepper and the flavor speaks for itself. Fry one over a bowl of rice with chili oil. Poach 2 for your weekend breakfast. Once you cook with eggs this good, the conventional ones start looking like a completely different product. Every extra cent you pay is sitting right there in the yolk. Number 2. Good Culture Cottage Cheese. From the egg aisle to the dairy case. If Vital Farms proves that sourcing matters for eggs, Good Culture proves the same thing for cottage cheese. Most cottage cheese can feel watery, overly salty, or artificially processed. Good Culture sticks to a handful of real ingredients: milk, cream, sea salt, and active cultures, giving you a cleaner and more nutritious product. The texture is thick, creamy, and rich, thanks to organic milk from pasture-raised cows and no added sugars or thickeners. It tastes like cheese should, with satisfying curds and a pleasant tang, not like the watered-down version you grew up avoiding. Health scanner apps praise this product for its few ingredients, no inflammatory additives, and live cultures that support gut health. But the real surprise is on the nutrition label. A half-cup serving delivers around 14 to 18 grams of protein with minimal sugars, making it competitive with Greek yogurt and other high-protein snacks. Eat it straight out of the container with a spoon. Spread it on toast with everything bagel seasoning. Top it with sliced tomatoes and olive oil for a high-protein snack that takes 10 seconds. Or blend it into a smoothie for a protein boost you can't even taste. Honestly, this might be the single most underrated product in any grocery store in America. Number 1. Kirkland Signature, Costco Organic Line. If there is one name on this entire list that deserves a permanent spot in your kitchen, it's this one. All of these brands cost a bit more, and that's the trade-off for quality. But what if you didn't have to choose? Kirkland Signature is Costco's proof that eating clean doesn't require a premium budget. Kirkland's organic products often match or exceed the quality of national brands at significantly lower prices. When scanning with apps like Yuka and Bobby Approved, these products show minimal unnatural additives and simple organic ingredients rather than long lists of unrecognizable fillers. And here's where Kirkland pulls away from every other brand on this list. Take organic tomato paste, which Kirkland sells for roughly 92 cents per can in bulk. Grocery store brands charge noticeably more for smaller quantities. Kirkland products can be up to 20% cheaper than comparable national brands while using organic, non-GMO ingredients, a combination that makes it the smartest starting point for anyone trying to eat cleaner without overhauling their grocery budget. Stock your pantry with their organic olive oil, canned tomatoes, and quinoa. Use their organic chicken stock as a base for soups. Their organic peanut butter is 2 ingredients, peanuts and salt. Kirkland doesn't have a celebrity on the label or a TikTok strategy. It just has good food at an honest price, and that's worth more than any marketing campaign. Here's the bottom line: a health label is a marketing decision, not a nutrition fact. The brands robbing you blind are betting that you won't flip the package over. The brands worth your money are betting that you will. So here's a challenge. Next time you're at the grocery store, pick up one product you've always assumed was healthy and actually read the label. You might be surprised. Drop in the comments which healthy brand you think is the most overrated, and I'll break it down in a future video.